Paul here. Welcome to another episode of Adventures in Welding. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be doing some TIG welding, and what we're going to be talking about is making yourself a practice piece. This is the same thing we do in school. We've got some 18 gauge mild steel here. It's been cleaned and polished. 5 pieces is what you're going to need. And to make this, you can practice all kinds of joints. You're going to start out with the T-joint. On the back side of your T-joint, you're going to set up a butt weld, either open root or closed, your choice. And then on the front side of your T-joint, you're going to set up a lap joint. And attached to the lap joint is going to be an outside corner joint. So we'll get this tacked up and ready to rock. We'll show you how it goes together. Alright, we're going to get set up for our joint tacking here. And we'll start off with our T-joint. We're going to use the speed tacking method, trick, whatever you want to call it. Flip that around, do the same thing on the other side. So there's our T-joint, nice and tacked. Next we'll attach our lap joint. Same method. It needs to be adjusted a little. There we go. Next, we'll put in our butt joint. And finally, and a little more tricky, the outside corner joint. That didn't work so well. That did. This is the most tricky of the tacks to get. Well, that slipped right out of my hands. Well, we got a tack and I still have all my skin. Alright, so here's our practice piece. All tacked up and ready to go. We've got our butt joint, our T-joint, our lap joint, and the uglily tacked outside corner joint. But if you turn it on the inside, you get another lap joint here to practice on, and an inside corner joint to practice on. So let's get set up and do some practice. Now I'm going to have to do this in two parts, just because of where I got the camera sitting. Well, maybe I can get through it in one part. We'll see. I don't like my angle, so I'm going to switch. Next up is our T-joint. today is the butt joint, and I'll be welding that autogenously without filler. I'm going to reposition. Well, there's a piece. All the joints are welded out. And before you say, that doesn't look like Mr. TIG, well, I ain't Mr. TIG. That guy's got over 30 years experience. Not me, I have a little over a year. So, build yourself a practice piece. Get to practicing. Something as thin as this you can do with a 16th inch tungsten and 16th inch filler metal. I did this with 2% lanthanated 3/32 tungsten and a 1/16 inch ER70S-2 filler metal. You've got your outside corner, your lap, your T-joint, another T-joint on the back side, your butt joint. Flip it over, you've got an inside corner joint and another lap joint to practice. That's 10 inches by 6 inches of 18 gauge metal. That's a lot of practice for a little metal. Why don't you give it a try? And I'll see you again next time on Adventures in Welding. You better subscribe. You right there. I'm watching you. Subscribe.